So if Nkapi, I'm trying to look the kind of football he plays, playing the kind of position that someone like a Saliba and the rock solid defenders. But how much were those two defenders bought? That Nkapi will worth about 50 points. 52. So I think, to me, in my own opinion, I think that price is too astronomical. It's overpriced.
Arsenal might be using it to shame Chelsea that they can buy.
Baby.
We have today top confirmed transfers so far. I'm starting with number 1, Anthony Gordon from Newcastle to Barcelona. The second person, Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes to Liverpool. Then we have Marc Cucurella leaving Chelsea to Real Madrid. Then we have Ismail Sabari moving from PSV to Bayern Munich. We have another person here, Piero Escapier, moving from Leverkusen to Arsenal. I know he was on loan with Arsenal before. We have Giovanni Quenda from Sporting CP to Chelsea FC. So we have Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan to Real Madrid. We have again Daniel Peretz from Bayern Munich to Southampton. Then other ones like Bernardo Silva that is free from Man City to Real Madrid. Then we have Ibrahim Konate from Liverpool to Real Madrid. Those are the ones that are on free transfer. Let's start from the beginning, or any other we can talk about it. But I'm starting with you, Albert.
Daniel Perez that is moving from Bayern Munich to Southampton for 7.7 million euro. Well, it's a nice one. You know, there are some factors that makes a club actually sign a player, and you see the way every club evaluates a player differs. And the structure of buying off a player, looking at the contractual terms from one club to another as well, still differs. Then Bayern Munich has allowed Daniel Perez to go. And don't forget, the same Bayern Munich allowed someone like Ryan Gravenberch to leave for Liverpool. And Gravenberch came to Liverpool and proved a lot of Mitchell went ahead to win the league with Liverpool, and he actually improved in this game. So I think Perez didn't have opportunity playing time in Bayern Munich, given their galaxies of stars in the team and all of that. So he has to be shown the exit door. So, but let's see if he can improve the potentials Bayern see in the first place. They brought him into the team in Southampton. Perhaps he will be given a free chance to actually show himself. It's a nice one, though, 7.0 million euro. It's a good one.
Chima, what do you have to say about Costinha from Olympiacos to Brighton?
It's a right back, and the deal worth about 9.3 million euros. So last season, I think he played about 42 times, then scoring 1 goal and 6 assists for Olympiacos. So it's not a bad one. Then he had 15 clean sheets. So I think making that move, Brighton have a way of going to sign some good players, from different leagues, that will just come in and then improve the team. Before you know it now, teams like Chelsea and Man will be bidding for those players for 70, good scouting network, and 100 million pounds. So it's a very good one, and I think it's going to improve the team somehow, because they don't go for players that they will drag with other players. Then before you know it, the value of those players will begin to increase. So I think it's a very nice one.
How about Yannick Schuster from Salzburg to Brentford? 19 million euros, which is 16.5 million.
Yes, from Salzburg. Red Bull Salzburg. I know that team, especially Red Bull Salzburg in the Austrian Bundesliga, they have a way of identifying the talent, use them for like 2-3 years, improve their game in the league, UEFA Champions League, and at the end of the day, they make the sales and groom up other players from the academy. So I think this is a nice one. I remember one year that Nigerian international Rabiu Afolabi Rope Cup, yes, he was playing for Red Bull Salzburg, and as well, Austria went Benedict Akwegbu. I think Austria went. So, but it's a nice one. When you come to this side of the league, the English league is the best league in the world. If you come from Austria, you know the best 3 leagues there. Yes, in the world. So when he's coming to Brentford, I think Brentford have actually evaluated his style of play and see that it's a good potential. So let's see how it pans out in the next coming season.
Chima, Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan to Real Madrid. I think he's a left back, right?
Right back.
He's a right back. Yeah.
Yes, right wing back.
Yeah.
So from Inter Milan to Real Madrid for a fee of 20 million euros. Last season he made about 28 appearances, scoring 2 goals and 2 assists, then 9 clean sheets. But apart from the goals, I think Dumfries is a very, very good addition for Real Madrid.
The Dutchman.
Yes, very good addition. He has been a player I so much admire for so long because the way he plays, he's a player that can score goals, he's a player that can create assists, he's a player that adds value to any team he plays for. So, and he has that energy. So, and then Real Madrid acquiring him, I think they are adding value to the team because right now, of course, Jose Mourinho have joined Real Madrid as well too as a coach. Then
and those are the kind of players he likes.
Yeah, so he loves players with so much energy. And then the club president, Florentino Perez, they ran an election few days back or so. He won and he made the promise that if I win this election, I'm going to sign Mourinho, I'm going to sign Konate and the rest. And I think he's bringing his promises to
he's going
to pass.
Sign a player with 150 million.
Yeah, so he said he's going to sign so many fantastic players. Why the other guy, is it Riquelme? What is his name? Riquelme promised to sign Haaland for over how many million pounds, and even wore the jersey. He was holding the jersey of Real Madrid, written with Haaland's name was written on it. So, but unfortunately, Florentino Perez have to win the election again. So right now, signing in some of these players, Dumfries, to come and compete with the likes of Arnold. Right there, because Arnold is a good player too, but coming to Real Madrid, he has not really get his bearing. His defensive aspect as well too is not that good enough. And right now, Mourinho will not want to gamble because a coach like Mourinho coming to Real Madrid is not not one of those coaches that come for experiment. They are coaches that come and win trophies. Yeah, they come and win laurels. So they want the very best of players who can defend, who are rugged, because they are going to be competing with the likes of Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. So those are their biggest rivals in the league. So definitely you want to sign a player that know when they want to play against Real Madrid, he can against Barcelona, he can have a very big upper hand. So it's a very good one.
Options too.
And options as well too, because I feel like Cavalla might be leaving the club at the end of this season with some other, older players. Even Alaba too is leaving the club at the end of this season. Then I think Rudiger have been given another contract, or so. Maybe Mourinho like to play with him. And then they have been having injury issues as well too. Militao and the rest, too much of injury. So I feel there's need for that reinforcement if Real Madrid need to come back to who they are. Of course, Bernardo Silva too is already there as well too. So it's a very, very good and big addition for them. Then Konate, like you earlier mentioned too, very big addition, especially in that defensive aspect. Yes, they bought some players last season like Carreras, he came, but they have not really, those players are not really giving Madrid exactly what they need, because Madrid is one of the biggest clubs in the world. So you need the top players to be in that team. If you are coming there one season, if you did not play well, definitely you should expect that next season they might be bringing in some other player, because everybody wants to play for such club, and whoever they want, they will always get.
And Albert, our own Nigerian Zadok Yohana, he left the shores of Nigeria barely not up to 2 years, playing for AIK, now signed by Brighton in the field worth 25 million euros, which is 21.5 million pounds. What do you have to say about
Zadok Yohana from Nigerian descent, but no more in Nigeria now. He's a Swedish man.
He left from the shores of Nigeria.
But he's a Swedish man. So if it was so good or so meritable, he would have.
No, he just left. He's not.
I know. Now he was in Nigeria just 2 years ago. He has switched allegiance, so he should understand the lacunas.
He has switched
allegiance now.
How?
Has he switch allegiance to Swedish? Which flag is he flying?
No, he's flying Nigerian
flag.
flag.
Okay, he's flying Nigerian flag. Okay, because a lot of them leave it. They are always wanting to switch allegiance.
But this one is still flying Nigerian.
It's just 1 year, not even
okay. Just 1 year that he left.
Okay. So from AIK to Brighton, few players have left Brighton. Don't forget they lost Enciso to, I think, Olympic Marseille and Baleba, I guess, as well. And what's his name? James Milner just retired from football. I think they actually need Marcus signing. I think Brighton is still going to sign more players. So signing a player into Brighton, I think they have actually checked the player and see that this player will actually fit in. Because playing the Premiership, you actually need a set of player that can be improvised over time, because injury can set in anytime. So for them to go for Joanna, I think they're looking at his potential and how powerful he is. And coming from a place like Nigeria, they know that he has actually gone through the rigors of the weather, the playing style here, and under the space of 1 year and some 6 months, Brighton and English League has identified him from AIK, given his performance. So it's a nice one. I think it's going to be a good compliment for the team.
Chima, Giovanni Quenda from Sporting Lisbon, Sporting CP to Chelsea in a fee worth 51 million euros, which is about 44 million pounds. Chima.
Yeah. I don't really know much about him, but for Chelsea to go for him, I feel he's a good player. But at this point in time, Chelsea did not qualify for the UEFA Champions League, so they might not be able to attract the big guns now.
But before now, they had already had pre-contract with him.
Okay, maybe that is why
before the beginning of the last season.
Maybe that is why you have to come, because Chelsea also need players that will fight to get them back to the UEFA Champions League as well, to probably compete for the league. Although they have some good players too in the squad, but just that they have not been able to manage the squad and to play together and to perform so well. So sometimes it's challenges that comes up in the team. So, but that Zadok Joanna, I think there's something special about that boy's transfer, because from Nigeria, most times we do not hear offers like that, because the agent that scouted him from Kaduna, Iko Allah Academy from Kaduna to Sweden. The agent when the agent saw him, he have to call the club and say, if this boy did not do well in Sweden, sack me. That was the statement he made, when spotting this boy. So that shows that he was very confident that this boy was going to succeed. And traveling from Nigeria here, just a year, and went to Sweden, he performed. So I think he had about 5 goals and 4 assists within a year. A young boy like that, 18 years old, that have never played professional before, now going to Sweden like that. And within that short period of time, Brighton have to spot him from that play. Yes, in Nigeria they might say it's grace, but I think the boy is good as well too, and finding himself in that aspect. Then I swear to God and his grace and his luck too, very, very lucky, because there are some players that have played better than him, but they are somewhere maybe in Africa or even in Nigeria still struggling. So sometimes location matters. So if he was still in Nigeria by now, nobody would have known that boy can play in a club like Brighton like that. But having that opportunity is a very good one. These are kind of things that we want for our Nigerian players, getting those kind of, at this young age now, by the time he begins to grow in a club like Brighton, he's going to, excel there. Big clubs, maybe Chelsea, Barcelona, and other bigger clubs from there can come and pick him up from Brighton. And from there, before the next 4 years, we'll be having a very huge star like that. How old is Yaman now? If this boy can improve on his skills from now to the next 2-3 years, he might be playing in the Super Eagles and be doing well. But then again, the club that sold him from Kaduna, I think from this deal, they'll be making about 750,000 euro fee from this deal, because when they sold him to Sweden, to AIK July for about 750,000 euros. Yes, they sold him for 750,000 euros to the club in Sweden. So, and then after that, I think they had some percentage, like 40% sell-on clause. So as he signed to this club now, he's going to make almost or over 750,000 euros again from that deal coming to him, which is a very huge money, maybe about either 400 million or thereabout coming to you. So I think he said no matter how much you have invested on this boy, there's no way those money will get to this amount of money. So it's a very big investment in Nigeria. If you have the money, invest in good academy, invest in talent in Nigeria, especially in Africa, where the eyes of those Europeans are really coming to. And then I think it's time to pay off. And then I really love that kind of business. It's a very good one for Nigerian football.
Albert, Piero Escape from Leverkusen to Arsenal in a fee worth 52 million euros, which is 45 million pounds. And this is somebody that he plays for, is from Ecuador. Their last match with Cote d'Ivoire, Diomande showed him what we call Shege in Nigeria. Piero Escape.
Yes, I don't know. See, we are all humans, right? So I always believe no matter your level, your professional attainment in life, you are subject to futility. You are a human being. You can actually make certain mistakes. And you see this game of football as well. You might actually gone for a player you think this player has the entire quality that I want. We've seen a lot of clubs buy a player for 80 million pounds. We know one Nicolas Pepe that came to yes about is it 70 or
70 about
surplus to requirement
million.
in less than 6 months, and he went for less. You understand? So but yes, I don't know why.
You're saying that Arsenal people use less talent.
Most times, after the era of Arsene Wenger, you see that a lot of their buy. But Arteta have actually tried to solidify the team. You understand? So, but if Nkape, I remember many years ago when Joe Stones was bought and Harry Maguire broke a British transfer record, right? Yeah. A lot of noise and everywhere and all of that. So if Nkape, I'm trying to look the kind of football he plays, playing the kind of position that someone like Saliba and the rock solid defenders. But how much were those two defenders bought? That Nkape will worth about 50 points. 52. So I think, to me, in my own opinion, I think that price is too astronomical. It's overpriced.
Arsenal might be using it to shame Chelsea that they can buy.
Oh, maybe a jab on Chelsea. I don't know, but I think at the end of the day, you do not have the potential. You understand that Saliba and
them the league now. Maybe that is why they have to.
Maybe for the little money they have, generated through winning the league and all of that, they want to spend it. But I don't think it actually worth that price, because I don't see him having 70% the quality that the centre backs of Arsenal have now. But sometimes the yardstick of buying a player for some coaches, I don't really know. You understand? Perhaps because maybe it's a Bayer Leverkusen player played in the German Bundesliga and then the Premiership. Because if you go to Brazil League and other leagues, you see some players
better than that,
high quality, more better than him. But it's all good. It's Arteta. Let's see if he's going to play up to this. Let's see if he's going to play to his price tag. Let's see if he's going to perform to his price tag.
Okay, Chima, Ishmael Sabari, the man that steals towel from PSV to Bayern Munich, 55 million euros, which is about 47.6 million pounds.
Yes, last season he played about 37 games. He scored 19 goals and he had 5 assists. So it's not a bad one. The funny thing was that on the day he was playing against Brazil, he scored that day, and that was the day that they finalized the deal.
Okay.
So from
but it was a spectacular goal.
Yes, a spectacular goal. I love the guy. He's a very good player. Just that the towel is stolen in Morocco and all of those things. That was the only issue I had with him. Going to distraction. That was very unprofessional of him, and he wanted to win his career with that. So I hope going to Bayern Munich, he will not go and steal towel in the UEFA Champions League. So we just hope that. But aside from that, he's a good player, no doubt. You can't question his talent. Very good player. Most times he plays sometimes as a winger or as an attacking midfielder, not really as a top. But in this World Cup now, they are using him as a top nine because Ernest is not there. So, and he's delivering for now. So let's see what he can do. But in Bayern Munich, I don't know how he's going to cope. Harry Kane is still there. Harry Kane is the father of all.
He might be playing from the wings too.
Harry Kane is father of all. Maybe they wanted him to replace Jackson that Chelsea packaged in Ghana must go and sent to Bayern Munich. So I think now Bayern Munich have realized that Jackson was a mistake buy, so they have to package him back and return back to Chelsea back. Anyway, so maybe just to replace Jackson.
I'm just wondering the keepers there in Bundesliga should be wary and aware of Ishmael Sabari because of towels. Albert, Marc Cucurella from Chelsea to Real Madrid, 55 million euros, 51.8 million pounds.
Okay, nice player from Brighton and Hove Albion to Chelsea. But the question now is, the coach of Real Madrid now is Jose Mourinho. Is Jose Mourinho the person that bought Marc Cucurella? The answer is no. He was bought by Florentino Perez as a Spaniard. But will he fit into Jose Mourinho's kind of playing style? I think there's a very big question mark there.
Jose Mourinho likes players that are rugged like that too.
He's not rugged. He's attacking conscious. Denzel Dumfries is an authentic kind of Jose Mourinho's player. Check his history. Even from FC Lira, I'm coming.
Offensively, Cucurella might not be good.
I can run down Mourinho's history from FC Lira to FC Porto, in which he was told to give a bigger amount of money. In FC Porto, he brought about 11 players. They managed the deco and all of them. When he came to Chelsea, the same trend continues. So the place that Mourinho actually didn't succeed was places that was not given the freedom to actually buy players. Don't forget, he just left Turkey to Portugal. You getting it? So I'm not. Cucurella is a good player, but he's all-round attacking player, not defensive-minded. But Denzel Dumfries is as well attacking and defensive-minded. So is he going to survive under Jose Mourinho? Mourinho may actually change the pattern of the formation and all of that. But the price tag again, I think, is because he's a Spaniard. The price tag, I think, is because he's a Spaniard, and it was the Spaniard president, Real Madrid president, that actually put him. So, but for consistency, he has been consistent from Brighton about the 2 or 3 seasons to Chelsea now, about 2 seasons plus, and to Real Madrid. So his consistency, and as a Spanish international, his experience so far can actually help. But is his defensive conscious style of play, non-defensive conscious style of play, would it actually fit into Jose Mourinho's style? That is another question. So when the league starts, we'll see how it plays.
Anyway, I strongly believe that Jose Mourinho will tutor him.
We succeed.
We tutor him to his own.
And I believe before signing Cucurella,
they must be Mourinho.
But Florentino Perez already knows
who
that
Mourinho
is coming in, and then I believe that every other player, because even some players that left Madrid, they have to ask Mourinho if you need these players to stay or not, and he said yes to some and said no. So I believe Cucurella coming to Real Madrid, Mourinho is aware, and I believe Cucurella has that energy. He's the kind of player that Mourinho usually likes, because he has the energy, he has the speed, he has the power, he loves to rugged players, but of course Cucurella can attack and he can also defend.
Okay, Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes to Liverpool, 63.6 million euros, which is 55 million pounds. Jeremy Jacquet.
All these defenders are beginning to cost so much money, but then that is the level the football is going gradually now. Before next 5 years now, that they bought one defender for £1 billion.
I'm telling you.
So that is commercial, that is business part of the game. So, but Liverpool needs players. So Konate have left the team, so definitely they need to replace Konate. So, and then Van Dijk is not the reliable defender again for Liverpool this season. So even if I were Liverpool, I think Van Dijk also need to either find a way, because Van Dijk is not that defender that can marshal Liverpool defense line again against all these high level attackers in the Premier League this season. But let's see what they will do. Maybe they will still have to sign 1 or 2 other defenders again, even from the right backs too. All those players, using what you call Szoboszlai as right back has been their best option. All those Frimpong and the rest, they are still really struggling. And
because Szoboszlai is a utility player, so he can be converted to any of those roles.
So let's see what they will do by the beginning of this season.
How about the last, or the first but not the last, Anthony Gordon from Newcastle United to Barcelona, 80 million euros, 69.3 million pounds.
But we used to hear that Barcelona don't have money. Where did they get this money from?
Maybe they borrowed. They know, it could be audio money. That's what they say. Much later, you come and hear that the money was inflected. The prize money or the contract money was inflected.
Okay, maybe, but you see, given that someone like
Anthony Gordon.
Yes, and someone like Marcus Rashford performed incredibly well
in Barcelona's colours.
Yes, immediate past the 2025-2026 season, and you're buying Anthony Gordon, in which the both of them play from the same position and are from the same country. I don't know if they want to, if the coach want to, you understand, have a deputy. One person should be a deputy to one, or because for a very, very long time, I have not seen someone like Rashford play from the right-hand side of the attacking. He always play, even from Manchester United, they play from the left-hand side, and that is where his proficiency is. Anthony Gordon too, the left-hand side, that's where his proficiency is. And if Rashford didn't actually perform well last season, we would have known that, yes, maybe he's buying him Gordon for him to, you understand. So, but he performed well now, he's still bringing in Gordon. So, he knows his plan.
I think Rashford might be leaving Barcelona.
But there's no rumor in that regard. For now, there's nothing like that now. But if Rashford will be leaving, well, no problem. But if he's going to leave Rashford there and Gordon there at the same time, I think it's going to be a waste of potential being on the bench. You get what I'm trying to say? So, but it's not a bad one. Perhaps he may want to convert Rashford to be a player that will play in the middle of the park. Maybe sometime improvise him to play in the attacking fourth.
Rashford is officially gone. They can't sign him again.
Okay, well,
they can't sign Rashford again. That was why they bought.
Okay, that means his contract with Barcelona has expired.
He went there on loan.
On loan, okay. So, he's coming back to Man U.
He's coming back to Man U. And there was a time frame that if they did not trigger the sign-on fee within that time, the Barcelona can no longer sign. So Barcelona allowed that time to expire. So as they allowed that time to expire, so it.
But they didn't want to sign him. That's why they did. They intentionally used him.
They prefer Gordon to
Rashford.
So which and Rashford felt so bad because even on his Instagram page, he have deleted many things that concern Barcelona.